Liz from Night Owl Crafts Australia. Today we're going to be making apricot jam, but not your standard apricot jam. This is apricot jam that you can make when apricots are not in season, and is a lot more tasty and tangy, I feel, than ordinary apricot jam. For this recipe, you're going to need dried apricots, and the Australian dried apricots are by far the best because they're properly dried out, as opposed to some that you can get on the market that aren't fully dried out. You will also need pumpkin, and this sounds to be a rather unusual ingredient of apricot jam, but once it's finished, if you don't tell your friends that pumpkin's in the recipe, I guarantee that they would never pick it. You will also need lemons for the juice, water to cook the pumpkin in, and 2 kilograms of sugar, just ordinary white sugar. The first step of the process is to cut the dried apricots into quarters and soak them in 1 litre of water overnight. So you'll need 450 grams of dried apricots soaked in 1 litre of water and soak them overnight. You will also need 900 grams of pumpkin cooked in 250 mils or 1 cup of lemon juice and 400 mils of water. We will combine the dried apricots and the juice or the water that they were soaked in into a cooking pot. And add in the pumpkin and the water and lemon juice it's been cooked in into the same pot. The mixture has now reached simmering point, and we will add the sugar. Once the sugar's added, we'll need to stir it until it is fully dissolved. And then cook the mixture for further 25 minutes, stirring frequently. You don't want the mixture to stick to the bottom of the pan and burn. So keep stirring until it doesn't feel gritty at the bottom. And then we will reduce the heat slightly and keep cooking it for the 25 minutes, again stirring it frequently. The jars have been sterilising in the oven at 100 degrees Celsius for about half an hour or so, and will be kept hot until we add the hot jam into them. The lids have been boiling away to sterilise them, and we'll just keep them simmering until we're ready to seal the jars which are full of the jam. After 25 minutes of cooking on the stove top and stirring frequently, the mixture has thickened up considerably, and the pumpkin has all dissolved away to form a background thickening sauce in the apricot jam. As the jam cools in the jars, it will continue to thicken until it is much more jam-like consistency. Using a sterile jug or a ladle of some sort, get some of the jam and pour it into the jars to about a few millimetres of the top. So just pouring the jam into the jars to within a couple of millimetres of the top. We will will continue to fill the jars and then place the caps on the top. The jars need to be very hot when you pour the mixture in, otherwise you will find that the jars can crack. Putting the hot lids on top. It helps if your fingers are asbestos, because they are very hot. Just loosely tighten them on, and as the mixture cools, you should hear the lids pop as the air space between the jam and the lids contracts and sucks the lids down tight onto the jam. This will ensure that the mixture keeps and no mould forms on the jam. From the quantities given for this jam, we've been able to get 12 small jars of the jam and also 2 large jars. If you're giving these jams as gifts or on a trading table, it's good to have labels on them which state what's in the jars, and you can also make little frilly caps for them which you can put on the top of the jam with a rubber band to help hold them on, and this just makes it look a little bit more attractive to a buyer or as a gift. The apricot jam is delicious on dry biscuits with cheese or toast with cheese as well. Very nice on its own also. And it tends to be a lot more tangy and strong flavour than just your plain or fresh apricot jam. I hope you make the opportunity or take the opportunity to try this jam. It is easy to do and it has good results. This has been Liz from Night Owl Crafts Australia. I hope you'll subscribe to the YouTube channel, and I hope you find it interesting and useful. And please don't forget to hit the like button if you've enjoyed it.